Chapter 7. Before the case is heard in court, Olabisi is full of anxiety as she has never been in a courtroom before. She imagines what she will do if the lawyers ask her difficult questions without embarrassing herself. For her daughter and neighbors, as the former assures Olabisi that all will be well. Olabisi's fear lies in what may happen if her mother wins the case. But Ade tells her that Oya is on their side. He also tells her that the judge is like a referee as they rehearse the vocabulary used in court. She prays to God to save her from the ordeal. There is a bondo procession on the streets of Freetown in solidarity with Makalai as the politicians ignore the madness that is going on the streets. Olabisi is the first person to be questioned in court, with her heart beating fast. The court is full of bondo women, and Makalai casts scornful glances at Olabisi and Ade Jones. Ade feels uncomfortable because he is not used to wearing suits and ties. But Oya had insisted that he dresses properly. The presiding judge is Mr. Lansana Kano. Olabisi is represented by Oya, while Makalai is represented by Salam Sise. Olabisi recounts all that she had gone through in the village, how she had narrowly escaped from being circumcised, escaped from being eaten by a crocodile, bumped into Palmado, whom she had given some money to help her escape to come back to Freetown. In the questions from Oya, Olabisi makes her intention known that she does not want to be circumcised. And in the cross-examination, Salam Sise exposes that Olabisi has a boyfriend called Eddie. She's no longer a virgin. She has had sex several times at the age of 14. Olabisi feels embarrassed and feels like committing suicide. The reason why Makalai wants Olabisi to be circumcised is to reduce her appetite for boys and sex and to remain a clean girl. Ade smiles to reassure her that he is on her side. Ade is the next to sit on the dock, and he informs the court that he knows very little about female genital mutilation, except that parts of a woman's sexual organ is amputated. He does not want his daughter to be circumcised, even though he acknowledges Makalai's rights over her. He believes that Olabisi is old enough to decide for herself, and Makalai does not have any valid reason for wanting parts of her daughter's body to be cut off. Sesai uses Olabisi's affair with Eddie to ridicule Ade, whom he considers irresponsible because he had had 5 girlfriends and a concubine. He also believes that Ade has no moral standing to take decisions on behalf of his daughter because he is reckless. Out of anger, Ade fires back, telling the lawyer that no bondo woman will be allowed to circumcise her daughter for superstition or religious sake. Olabisi feels bad because her father has been disgraced in court because of her foolish mistake. The case is adjourned for the weekend to resume on Monday in the morning. Out of the court, Olabisi spots Eddie, who apologizes for the embarrassment. He had not known that they will use the information in court. Olabisi spits on his face and calls him a traitor. She thinks that he had been paid and asks him to stay away from her. She kicks Eddie in the shin and says her asks Eddie to sue her for assault. Olabisi leaves, putting an end to their relationship. This chapter is important because it handles the Olabisi case in court. This is an epic trial that attacks the presence of many bondo women on the streets of Freetown. It is also a tradition that attacks the very foundation of the tradition of a people, and long-aged tradition that has been handed to the people from one generation to another. Olabisi is full of anxiety at what might happen in court, bringing out suspense. The trial exposes publicly that Olabisi is not a virgin and exposes Ade Jones' promiscuous life, highlighting immorality. The fact that Pa Adamu collects money from Olabisi and helps her to escape highlights corruption, particularly bribery. The different points of view expressed on who has the right to decide for Olabisi underscores the very essence of the case. Ade Jones believes that Olabisi is big and intelligent enough to decide for herself. Lastly, there is conflict between Olabisi and Edward Cole because he brings their relationship to the open, leading her to be embarrassed in public. She kicks him in the chin and puts their relationship to an end.